Hello everyone, so I have a compilation of airstrikes here. The second part was going to be its own video, but then these two new airstrike videos were shared, so I figured I'll just bungle them all together in one video. This first one playing now is a rather unusual airstrike targeting the Lysychansk oil refinery. Now, this refinery isn't active at the moment, so this isn't Ukraine's branch of Just Stop Oil striking again. This is going to be targeting either Russian troops or similar. The target of this one does seem to collapse one of the big towers that you can see. So whilst the purpose of this wasn't mentioned, I think it is very possible that Russia placed some sort of surveillance equipment or cameras or even jammers on top of that tower, and it was this that Ukraine was targeting. It's a good strike, toppling the smokestack afterwards. I guess it could be that there was a building connecting to the smokestack with troops inside, and that was the actual target, and the smokestack was just collateral damage. You can see on the geolocation here, done by Alex Baxmore on Twitter, that there are structures around the smokestack which could potentially be housing Russian troops or similar. This is near Seversk and is about 8 kilometers from the front lines, which, zoomed out, you can see is on the eastern front. Unfortunately, there just isn't enough information to tell what purpose this strike served exactly. So, let's move on to our next one. This one, a bit more context was given. This was a Su-27 airstrike launching GBU-62 bombs, hitting a Russian base very close to the front line. So this strike definitely targeting Russian troops here. Now, no mention yet as to given the possible casualties or that sort of thing. But you can see it's a very accurate strike indeed. The geolocation of this one shows it to be the warehouse here, which is in a settlement called Krylyakivka. And this settlement, zoomed out, you can see is right on the front line. Now, there is a river on the western side of this settlement. The bridge here, presumably already down in order to stop Russia crossing. But the troops here could have potentially been used in a Russian push north to Kolesnivka or south to Zaporizhzhia. I think it likely though that the Russian troops here are just here to hold this settlement, as Russia has been static here since at least the start of the year, maybe even before, with no real offensive operations taking place. So I think Russia's presence here is just to defend and hold the territory that we've captured, I expect. And this one you can see is here, zoomed out. So now I'm going to play the last video which I did, which I'm attaching onto here rather than do two separate ones about airstrikes. Hello everyone, so a nice series of videos for you here showing recent Ukrainian airstrikes on Russian positions. This first one shows an AASM Hammer guided bomb hitting what appears to be a battalion level headquarters. Ukraine shared 3 different clips of this one. So the first video clip which is playing now shows a reconnaissance flight scouting out the building using a drone. This one shows a Typhoon MRAP pulling into a garage at the building. You can also see a Kamaz 4350 supply truck parked outside. So this shows that this is definitely a building occupied by Russia and used by Russia. We next see a video showing the strike itself, just a short video clip this one. Looks like one single hammer was used to hit this, scoring a nice direct hit and creating a big blast, as is always the case with AASM Hammer. The next video shows the aftermath, and it shows that the target building is destroyed and the Typhoon MRAP is now lying on its side, having been knocked over by the bomb. So, a solid strike here. Let's check out where this took place. So the geolocation was done by OSINT Technical on Twitter, and he put the target building as being the one highlighted here. Zoomed out, this is in the settlement of Pidherna, which on deep states is here. So it's located a few kilometers back from the front lines. As mentioned, this was reported by Ukraine as being the battalion's headquarters. So, a good strike here. Let's check out our second video. So this one is a pair of JDAMs launched by a Su-27, hitting what's reported by Ukraine as being a troop gathering point in Chasiv Yar. So, another important target. No aftermath video with this one unfortunately, but it does look like a nice solid strike. This hit the building indicated by the marker here. And zoomed out, you can see that this is on the eastern side of Chasiv Yar. Chasiv Yar is here on deep states. Russia finally captured it this year. It's near Bakhmut, and I find it amazing how Bakhmut was captured in 2023 after a lot of fighting, and Russia still hasn't got past the next town over. They've sort of ground to a halt in this area. At this rate, I'm going to be collecting my pension when Russia finally reaches Kyiv. Even that's probably a bit over-optimistic. The final strike for you here, a MiG-29 using AASM Hammer to hit the Maya Lubimivka Dam in Donetsk, possibly the most important strike and most interesting strike here. This dam was reportedly used by Russia. Now, watching the video, I wasn't sure why this was hit, whether it's to breach the dam itself and flood the area, or if Russia used this dam as a transport route and it was destroying it for that purposes. I found the latter most likely, but let's check the geolocation and see if that can tell us more. So you can see here that it hit the centre of the dam rather than the area where the river feeds into it. So this was likely a logistical strike aimed at denying a logistics route for Russia here, and maybe even funnel Russia into using certain roads which would make them ripe for the picking for Ukraine's FPV drones. This is near the village of Mikhailivka and Maya Lubimivka. On deep states it's here, so very close to the front lines. The road over the dam leading straight to the contested areas and the front lines. So this definitely is cutting off a potential attack route for Russia here. The ground on the other side does seem to be very boggy and not suitable for vehicles, and presumably has also been heavily mined. So a good strike here hindering Russian logistics and Russian transport in the area. And of course Russian attack routes in the area as well. This is here zoomed out, near Pokrovsk, which is one of the key areas at the moment, Russia pushing hard at Pokrovsk at the time. So, a nice compilation of airstrikes here hitting different targets all across the front lines. We've seen a massive increase in Ukrainian airstrikes like this year. Now, whether that's because of a increase of arms deliveries to Ukraine of JDAMs and AASM Hammers and that sort of thing, or because of Ukraine strikes hitting Russian SAM systems has left a pretty sizable gap in Russia's SAM coverage, I'm not entirely sure. I think it will be a combination of both. Certainly, Ukraine has had more deliveries of the JDAMs and the Hammers this year and in late 2024. But we have also seen a big increase in airstrikes, notably on the Buk systems, with a large number of those destroyed this year. The Buk is Russia's main mid-range SAM system, which would be countering airstrikes like this. With the high losses inflicted by Ukraine, Russia's lost some of that coverage. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it interesting. I always enjoy seeing airstrikes, and these are some quite good ones. Now, I'm going to play a video from Sanif about the ongoing fundraiser with him. Big thanks to everybody who's donated so far. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks very much, and take care, everybody.
Well, hello, Super Miners community. It's Sanif here, coming to you from the basement, otherwise known as the bunker. I hope everyone's doing really well. It's been several months since we spoke last, and this month marks the 2-year anniversary from when we first started working with the Super Miners community, the very generous and supportive community. And, you know, out here, you're always tottering from one crisis after the other, problem after problem. Priorities are changing all the time. And I never really get time to look back on what we've done together and what we've achieved, but it is worth it. You know, we've done so much to help in this effort, in this conflict. Drones, multiple vehicles, Pajeros, L200s, generators, engines, battery packs, winter equipment, night vision capabilities, you name it. We've really been there making a massive difference to these guys. And over the course of time, all your donations, large and small, they've added up incrementally to make a massive difference in this conflict and shape things according to how we want them to emerge. Now, I've hit a bit of a problem here. We've hit a bit of a problem. We recently lost a couple of vehicles. They lasted multiple years. I think that one of them lasted 2 years and the other one like 18 months. So they've done a lot of work and they've seen the hotter spots of this conflict. But yeah, we're really stuck now because we need to try and get a couple of vehicles, 3 vehicles ideally, over the line and delivered to the guys as soon as possible. And of course, vehicles are the hardest part of this project because it's not like buying something online and just delivering it. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong with vehicles. On top of that, they have a 1,000-mile journey from the west of Europe to Ukraine. And we don't supply our vehicles just in standard format. We strip out the engine, normally install the BMW engine, strip out all the electronics, all those nasty things that can go wrong and become really unreliable. without any warning whatsoever and leaves you like a sitting duck. So yeah, that's the work we do, and but of course all our work is underpinned by a budget, a foundation, which is the generous donations that you provide. So with your support, we'll continue this fight and yeah, bring this to a very satisfactory conclusion. Take care, everyone.